said, how much you want for it? She wanted to know you were realistic. That's a test we ought to make when we're trying to buy something. We've got to make sure that we're not just playing, tilting at windmills. And we let the people do. She never became discouraged. You will never become discouraged if you use some variation of those three questions when you're trying to buy property. How much do you want for it? And you've got to know in advance what you ought to pay for. What it's not what you ought to pay for, but what it's worth. And they need to know what it's worth. If they're asking twice what it's worth, don't screw around. You got other fish to fry. She had other fish to fry, didn't she? She had 7 more places to go that day. Okay. The second question she asked was what? Yeah. Did she actually use the word monopoly money? What's monopoly money? What do you mean? When somebody says, oh, it's just monopoly money, what do they mean? It's play money. Why would she say that her equity, this woman's equity, was play money or monopoly money? I'm sorry, Gil? Why is it room to play with? Why are you even thinking about it that way? How do you get that much equity in a house? You don't put $40,000 down on a $52,000 house, do you? So how long has this woman owned that house? A while. And, of course, property is possibly appreciated during that time, right? So the appreciation that she's gotten over time, both because of time and because of scarcity or whatever, or popularity in the neighborhood, you have to earn that. She has to put money in it. I mean, she had to pay mortgage payment every month, but that's like paying rent, isn't it? It's not real to her. She doesn't feel like she was making a $300 or $200 investment every month. She was paying her mortgage, which is like paying rent. It's survival, yeah. So that $40,000 that got built up, was that real to her? She never even called her husband. That was what blew me away. I didn't think about that for a long time, and finally it occurred to me how amazing that was. She was asking $52,000 and took $26,000 and didn't call her husband. I don't mean that she's a woman, so she has to have her husband's permission. If it was the man we were dealing with, I'd have expected him to call his wife. Just astonishing to me. So deal with people. This is rule number 2. First, deal with only people. Rule number 1 would be deal only with people that understand the value of what they've got, right? You don't want to deal with somebody that's got an excess. Well, it's okay if they think it's worth less than you do. But don't deal with people that think their property is worth so much more than you think it's worth that this negotiation is not going to get anywhere. You just don't want to do it. When I evaluate properties that I want to buy, I first decide what it's worth to me. And if I think that it's going to, either because he tells me or because it's advertised or whatever, that it's going to be, twice what I would pay, or even a third more than I would pay, I don't bother with it. I have other fish to fry. I have 7 more people I can go look at today.